It started as just another ordinary afternoon in a quiet little town. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing to suggest that something incredible was about to happen. A young girl, no more than 8 or 9, sat on the front steps of a small diner, clutching a sandwich wrapped in wax paper. Her blonde hair was tied back in a messy ponytail, her shoes scuffed from hours of play. She had no idea that the man walking down the street toward her was none other than Clint Eastwood. Yes, Clint Eastwood, the legendary actor and filmmaker. He wasn't surrounded by cameras or a film crew. There was no red carpet, no flashing lights. Just a man in a simple jacket, hands tucked into his pockets, his face shadowed by the brim of his hat. He was deep in thought, his usual steely-eyed expression unreadable. To the little girl, he was just another stranger passing by, tired-looking, maybe a little lost. And for whatever reason, whether it was kindness, instinct, or just a child's simple generosity, she held out her sandwich and said, "You look hungry. Want this, asterisk?" For a moment, Clint just stood there, caught off guard. How often does a child offer a complete stranger their lunch? But something about her innocence, her sincerity, made him smile. With a small nod, he took the sandwich, thanked her, and sat down on the step beside her. They talked just for a few minutes. Nothing big, just small talk. But something about that moment stuck with him. 7 days later, everything changed. At first, the little girl didn't think much of it. Life went on as usual. But then strange things started happening. First, there was the black car that pulled up outside her house. Then her parents got a mysterious phone call that left them speechless. And when the truth finally came out, no one could believe what Clint Eastwood had done. What happened next would change this little girl's life forever. And it all started with a simple act of kindness. The little girl's name was Emily. She lived with her parents in a modest house on the edge of town, where everyone knew each other. Life was simple: school, afternoons at the diner where her mom worked, and playing with her dog in the backyard. Nothing ever really changed. But after that day, after Clint Eastwood took the sandwich and sat beside her, things felt different. She didn't think much of it at first, but her mom did. Did you really talk to Clint Eastwood? She asked that night at dinner, laughing as if it was some wild joke. Emily just shrugged. I think so. She said, still not quite understanding why it was such a big deal. Then, exactly a week later, the black car appeared. It was sleek and expensive, parked right in front of the house like it had been waiting for something. Emily's dad was the first to notice, stepping onto the porch with a cautious look. The car door opened, and out stepped a man in a suit, serious-looking, professional, but polite. He introduced himself, but his name hardly mattered compared to what he said next. Mr. Eastwood would like to speak with you. Emily's parents exchanged confused glances. What could Clint Eastwood possibly want with them? Had Emily done something wrong? A dozen questions ran through their minds, but before they could ask any, the man handed over a sealed envelope. Please, take your time, he said before nodding and returning to the car. The moment the car drove away, silence filled the air. Her dad turned the envelope over in his hands before carefully opening it. Inside was a handwritten letter, short, but powerful. Clint Eastwood wanted to meet them. All of them. Emily, still standing barefoot on the porch, didn't fully understand what was happening. She just knew something big was unfolding, something she never could have imagined. Her mom held the letter tight, staring at the words as if reading them over and over would somehow make more sense. Then came the phone call. Just an hour later, the house phone rang, an unfamiliar number flashing on the screen. Emily's dad hesitated before answering. Hello. What he heard on the other end made his eyes widen. He glanced at Emily, then at her mom, his expression unreadable. Wait, are you serious? Asterisk, he asked. He listened for a moment, then ran a hand over his face. Asterisk, yes, of course. We'll be there. Asterisk. When he hung up, the air in the room was thick with suspense. Emily had never seen her parents look like this before, shocked, nervous, almost overwhelmed. Finally, her dad took a deep breath. Asterisk, we need to pack a bag. We're meeting Clint Eastwood tomorrow. Asterisk, Clint's expression softened. Asterisk, your father saved my life. Asterisk, his words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. Asterisk, decades ago, before I became who I am today, I was just a struggling kid trying to make it. I was in trouble, real trouble, and your father stepped in when no one else would. He took a risk on me, gave me a second chance when I didn't deserve one. Asterisk, he paused. Asterisk, I never got to thank him. I searched for years, but by the time I found where he had gone, it was too late. Asterisk. Emily's mom wiped at her eyes, shaking her head. Asterisk, he never told us. Asterisk. Clint gave a small, knowing smile. Asterisk, he wasn't the type to. Asterisk. Emily's dad let out a shaky breath. Asterisk. So this, all of this, is because of him, asterisk. Clint nodded. Asterisk, because of him. And because of her. Asterisk, he glanced at Emily. Asterisk. The day she handed me that sandwich, it felt like history repeating itself. Your father's kindness changed my life. And now, his granddaughter showed me that same kindness, without even knowing who I was. That's not something you ignore. Asterisk. The woman in the suit cleared her throat. Asterisk. And that's why we're here. Mr. Eastwood has made arrangements that will change your family's future. Asterisk. Emily's dad swallowed hard. Asterisk, what kind of arrangements? Asterisk. Clint slid another envelope across the table. Asterisk, her house. A financial future for Emily. Security for all of you. Asterisk, his voice was firm. Asterisk, because your father did something that shaped my life forever. And now I'm making sure his legacy lives on. Asterisk. Emily's mom shook her head, overwhelmed. Asterisk, we can't accept this. Asterisk. Clint met her gaze. Asterisk, you can. And you will. Because kindness should never go unnoticed. Asterisk. For a long moment, no one spoke. The weight of the moment, the truth of it all, settled into the air. Emily looked at Clint, feeling something deep inside her, something she didn't have words for yet. Then, just as the tension began to ease, the woman in the suit's phone buzzed. She checked the screen, her eyes narrowing slightly. She glanced at Clint. Asterisk, it's them. Asterisk. His jaw tensed. Asterisk already? Asterisk. She nodded. Asterisk, they know. Asterisk. Clint exhaled. Asterisk. Then it's time to move fast. Asterisk. Emily's parents exchanged panicked glances. Asterisk, quo knows what? Asterisk, her dad asked. Clint stood, his face serious. Asterisk, I need you to trust me. There's one more thing we have to do. Asterisk. And just like that, the moment shifted again. Whatever they thought was the end of the story was just the beginning of something bigger. Emily clutched her mother's hand as the room filled with a thick silence. Her father looked at Clint, his face tense. Asterisk, what do you mean? We have to move fast. Who are they? Asterisk. Clint hesitated for a second, then sighed. Asterisk. There are people who watch these kinds of things closely. When large sums of money, property, and legal transfers happen unexpectedly, it raises questions. Asterisk, he glanced at the woman in the suit. Asterisk, and let's just say, some folks don't like when someone changes the rules. Asterisk. Emily's mother stiffened. Asterisk. Are we in danger? Asterisk. Clint's expression softened. Asterisk, no, not danger. But if we wait too long, there could be complications. People questioning why I'm doing this, trying to stop it. I don't want anyone interfering with what I know is right. Asterisk. Her father shook his head, still trying to process everything. Asterisk, you were saying that because my father helped you decades ago, you're giving us a house, security, all of this. It just doesn't feel real. Asterisk. Clint gave a small smile. Asterisk, it is real, and it's already in motion. Asterisk, he leaned forward, his voice steady. Asterisk, listen, I've spent my life in an industry that can be tough, that can make you forget what really matters. But when your daughter handed me that sandwich, something clicked. She reminded me of the kind of goodness that still exists in the world. That's worth protecting, and it's worth repaying. Asterisk. Emily's parents looked at each other, overwhelmed. Finally, her mom exhaled shakily and nodded. Asterisk, then, we trust you. Asterisk. Clint relaxed slightly. Asterisk, could. Asterisk, he glanced at the woman, who gave a small nod before stepping aside to take a phone call. Emily, who had been quiet through most of the conversation, finally spoke up. Asterisk, Mr. Eastwood. Asterisk. He turned toward her, his expression softening. Asterisk, yeah, kid. Asterisk. She hesitated, then smiled shyly. Asterisk, I'm glad I gave you that sandwich. Asterisk. Clint chuckled, shaking his head. Asterisk, me too, kid. Me too. Asterisk. The tension in the room eased. Whatever storm had been building, it seemed like it had passed. Emily's parents still looked shaken, but there was something else in their expressions now. Relief. Hope. The woman in the suit returned. Asterisk, everything is clear. We're good to move forward. Asterisk. The weight of his words settled over the room. Emily's parents sat in stunned silence. Then the sound of approaching footsteps echoed from the hallway outside. Sharp. Purposeful. Not just one person, several. Clint's jaw tightened slightly, his expression shifting. He glanced toward the door, then back at Emily's parents. Asterisk. Before we go any further, there's something else you need to know. Asterisk. Before they could ask what he meant, there was a knock at the door. Not a polite, hesitant knock. A firm, deliberate one. Clint exhaled through his nose. Asterisk, that'll be them. Asterisk. Emily's dad turned toward the door, his body suddenly tense. Asterisk, them. Asterisk, he repeated. Clint stood up. Asterisk. I was hoping we'd have more time, but it looks like we'll have to handle this now. Asterisk, he walked toward the door, pausing for just a second before reaching for the handle. Emily's heart pounded. Her mom grabbed her hand, holding it tightly. Then the door swung open. The door swung open, and the energy in the room shifted instantly. Standing in the doorway were two men in dark suits, their expressions unreadable. Behind them, a third figure stepped forward, a woman, older, with sharp eyes that seemed to take in everything at once. She was composed, professional, but there was something in her presence that sent a chill through the air. Emily's dad instinctively moved closer to her, his protective instinct kicking in. Clint, however, remained calm, almost as if he had been expecting them. He nodded slightly at the woman. Asterisk, you're early. Asterisk. The woman smiled, but it wasn't a warm smile. It was calculated, controlled. Asterisk, we figured you might try to delay this conversation. Asterisk, her voice was smooth, polite, but with an edge underneath, like a warning wrapped in niceties. She glanced at Emily and her parents, her eyes lingering just a little too long. Asterisk, I see you've already involved them. Asterisk. Clint crossed his arms. Asterisk. They were already involved the moment she handed me that sandwich. Asterisk, his tone was casual, but there was something underneath it, something unspoken. Emily's mom stiffened. Asterisk, what is this about? Asterisk, she asked, her voice steady but wary. The woman let out a small breath, as if deciding how much to say. Then she reached into her coat and pulled out a folder, setting it on the table. Asterisk. Mr. Eastwood didn't just happen to be in your town that day, And he didn't just accept your daughter's kindness by coincidence. Asterisk, she tapped the folder lightly. Asterisk, there's more to this than you know. Asterisk. Emily's dad hesitated before reaching for the folder. He opened it slowly, his face shifting from confusion to shock in an instant. His fingers tightened around the pages as he scanned them. Asterisk this doesn't make sense. Asterisk. Emily's mom leaned in, her breath catching the second she saw the documents. Asterisk, how is this even possible? Asterisk. Emily, still too short to see what they were reading, looked between them, her stomach twisting. Asterisk, what is it? Asterisk, she asked softly. Her dad shook his head, struggling to find words. Finally, he looked up at Clint, his expression unreadable. Asterisk, is this true? Asterisk. Clint didn't answer right away. He ran a hand over his face, exhaling slowly before meeting their eyes. Asterisk, every word. Asterisk. The woman in the suit folded her arms. Asterisk, this changes everything, and it means they need to know the full story. Asterisk. Clint nodded. He turned to Emily's parents, his voice quieter now. Asterisk. There's something about your family's past that you don't know, and it's the reason why I'm here. Asterisk. Emily's heart pounded. The room felt smaller, the air heavier. She didn't understand what was happening, but one thing was clear. This wasn't just about a sandwich anymore. It was about something much bigger. Something that had been set in motion long before she was even born. Clint let out a slow breath, his gaze steady. Emily's parents sat frozen, their eyes still scanning the papers in front of them, trying to make sense of something too big, too impossible to believe. Emily could feel the weight of the moment, even as she still didn't understand what was happening. Finally, Clint spoke. Asterisk, your family isn't as ordinary as you think. Asterisk, his voice was calm, but there was something beneath it, something that made the room feel even smaller. Asterisk, years ago, long before Emily was born, there was someone in your family who changed the course of my life. I never forgot it. Asterisk. Emily's dad looked up, his face pale. Asterisk, whoa. Asterisk. The woman in the suit answered instead. Asterisk, Emily's grandfather. Asterisk. Emily's mom gasped, covering her mouth. Emily's grandfather had passed away years ago. She barely remembered him, just small flashes, his deep laugh, the way he always had peppermints in his pocket. But how could he be connected to Clint Eastwood? The next morning, the family packed their bags, still unsure of what to expect. Emily was excited, but her parents were more hesitant. Why would Clint Eastwood, one of the most famous actors in the world, want to meet them? And why all the secrecy? The questions swirled in their minds as they drove to the location written in the letter, an upscale hotel just outside of town. When they arrived, the same black car was waiting. The suited man from the day before greeted them with a polite nod before leading them inside. The lobby was grand, with marble floors and chandeliers that sparkled in the light. Emily's parents exchanged nervous glances, but she was too busy looking around, taking everything in. They were taken up an elevator to a private suite. The doors opened, and there he was, Clint Eastwood, standing by the window, looking out over the city. He turned as they entered, his sharp eyes settling on Emily. A slow smile crossed his face. Asterisk. There she is, asterisk, he said, his voice calm, but filled with something Emily couldn't quite place. Her parents shook his hand, still unsure of what was happening. Emily stood quietly waiting. Finally, Clint motioned for them to sit. Asterisk, I imagine you're wondering why you're here, asterisk, he said. Asterisk, I owe this little girl more than she realizes. Asterisk. Her parents looked at each other confused. Asterisk, for a sandwich? Asterisk, her dad asked. Clint chuckled, shaking his head. Asterisk, no, not just for the sandwich. For a moment of kindness when I needed it the most. Asterisk, his tone grew more serious. Asterisk, What she didn't know was that I had just received some devastating news that day. I was walking through town, lost in my thoughts, thinking about the weight of everything happening in my life. And then, this little girl offers me her lunch, just like that. No hesitation, no expectation of anything in return. Asterisk. Emily's mom placed a hand over her chest, clearly moved. Clint leaned forward. Asterisk. I realized something in that moment, something I hadn't in a long time. That no matter how much success, money, or fame you have, it's the small human moments that matter the most. Asterisk. The room was quiet for a moment. Emily just watched him, still not sure why he had brought them here. Then Clint reached into his jacket and pulled out an envelope. He slid it across the table. Asterisk, I want to do something for you, asterisk, he said simply. Emily's dad hesitated before picking it up. He opened it, then immediately froze. His hands tightened around the paper as his eyes. This revelation changed everything. If the firing had been premeditated, was the on-air incident just an excuse? And if so, why? Was there a bigger power struggle happening within the network? Or had someone been waiting for the perfect moment to pull the plug? The questions kept piling up, and the truth felt further away than ever. As reporters chased down leads and the public grew more impatient, all eyes turned to one person, the fired host. Would they finally speak out? Would they reveal what really happened behind the scenes? Or would they remain silent, letting speculation spiral even further? The anticipation was unbearable. Something big was about to happen, and no one knew which way the story would turn next. And then, just when the public thought they had a grasp on the situation, another unexpected twist sent everything spiraling into even deeper chaos. A well-connected journalist, known for exposing media scandals, dropped a bombshell report that no one saw coming. According to anonymous sources, the fired host had been in secret talks with a rival network weeks before the controversy even happened. If true, this changed everything. Had the network been looking for a reason to cut ties because they suspected the host was already planning to leave? Or had the host known their job was at risk and started searching for a new opportunity before they were pushed out? Clint smiled. Asterisk, don't thank me. Thank your daughter. Asterisk. As they left the hotel, Emily looked up at her parents, feeling something warm and new in her chest. She had only been trying to help a stranger that day, but somehow, that one small act had led to something incredible. And as they stepped into their car, driving toward a future they never saw coming, one thought stayed in Emily's mind. Kindness had the power to change everything.